If you are given this kind of question to answer in your JAMB UTME exam, how will you answer and what will be your option? You're asked to choose the appropriate option that best completes the sentence. The teacher as well as the students dash happy with the new classroom arrangement. Will your answer be is, are, where, or have been? Whatever your answer is, just keep it. We'll come back to this question. In this video, I'm going to show you 15 answers to 15 questions and an analysis of such answers. And this will help you prepare your minds for your exam. Now let's go back to question number 1. Remember, we are taking 15 use of English language UTME a revision question. Now let's look at question number 1. Question number 1 says, choose the word that is nearest in meaning to the underlined word. The principal's decision to expel the student was seen as too harsh. Nearest in meaning. To expel means nearest in meaning is just synonyms. We have synonyms and you're always given antonyms, which is opposite in meaning. This is synonyms. So whenever you are given a question like this, the first thing you do is to analyze the options given by elimination method. Now, expel cannot be punished, and this is eliminated. It cannot be disciplined. This is D is eliminated. Now we are left with rusticate and dismiss. Now, rusticate can simply means to suspend for some period, and to expel means to force out of the school. So dismiss also simply means to order to leave, the sudden sent away or sending out of the student out of the school. So we see the correct option is dismiss because it has to do with forcefully sending the student out of the school. So the correct option is option C. Now let's look at question number 2. We are asked to choose the word that best completes the sentence. The manager advised the workers to always be dash in their duties. Now let's apply the use of elimination. Now if we eliminate A, cautious, it can't be cautious because this preposition cannot be used for cautious in. Cautious in is not a preposition for cautious. Now we'll look at responsibly. That is having an obligation to do something. The manager advised the workers to always be responsibly, not responsible in their duties. Now the next one is dedicated and the next one is relaxed. Relaxed is eliminated. A and D is eliminated. The two options we have is responsible and dedicated. Now to be dedicated in. Now when we talk about dedication has to be with in. But when we talk of responsible, someone can only be responsible for something and not responsible in something. So the best option is dedicated. Dedicated goes with in their duties, and that goes with that preposition in, and that is the best option for this. Now let's consider option number 3. In the following sentence, choose the option opposite in meaning to the underlying word. The doctor said the patient's condition was stable. Stable is the word. Critical is out of place. Remember, they say opposite in meaning. Critical, is it out of place? Stable means in good condition. Now, it cannot be good because good is just generic. It cannot be encouraging because encouraging is almost like synonyms to stable. It cannot be balanced because balance is also synonyms. Rather, it can only be what? Critical. So critical is the opposite of stable. Something that is not stable is what? Is critical. Now let's look at question number 4. In question number 4, we are asked to identify the part of speech of the underlined word. Identify the part of speech of the underlined word. The car moved swiftly through the narrow road. Now, when we remember the parts of speech, we have noun, we have pronouns, we have adjectives, we have adverbs, and we have verbs. Now, which parts of speech is swiftly? Now, when we look at the part of speech, we can say parts of speech is verb. Verb is swift, but when it becomes an adverb, it is what? Swiftly. Because swiftly or adverbs are words that modifies a verb. So adverb modifies a verb just like adjectives modifies a noun. So another word for swift, the adverb for swift is what? Swiftly. So adjectives, when words are ly is added to an adjective, they become what? They become an adverb. It can be added to a verb and it becomes an adverb. So adverb is a correct option, swiftly. Now let's look at question number 5. In question number 5, here we comes, you're asked to choose the appropriate option that best completes the sentence. Now, this is a critical question that many students have failed because they fail to understand the principle behind such a question. Now, if you go and read your Concord very well, there are principles, there are rules guiding subject-verb agreement. The teacher, singular subject, as well as the students, plural subject, dash happy with the new classroom arrangement. Now, according to the rule of Concord, if you have the teacher, which is the first subject, and you have a second subject being tied with as well as, the rule says the first subject, irrespective of the fact that the second subject is close to the gap, the first subject takes the what? The verb takes the what? The position of the first subject. And so if the first subject is singular, the verb will be singular. And if the first subject is plural, the verb will be what? Plural. Now, the first subject is singular, teacher. And what does that tell us? That means the verb must be singular. And singular verbs are verbs with S, while plural verbs are verbs without S. So the correct option is what? Is. Now let's look at question number 6. Select the option that explains the idiom in the sentence. The student made a mountain out of a molehill when discussing his results. Now, what is the molehill? He made a lot of effort. No. He exaggerated the problem. He overlooked the problem. He minimized the issue. By elimination, he minimized the issue, is gone. He overlooked the problem, is gone. It's like you creating a small hole, bringing a mountain in a small what? In a small hill, making a mountain out of the small hill. That means simply exaggerating an issue to make something that is less important become something that is very, or that seems very important. And that means he exaggerated the problem. Question number 7. We are asked to choose the correct option that is grammatically correct. Now, this is another part in English language that you should use your English skills. Now, whenever you have each of in any sentence, this is lexis and structure. Whenever you have each of in any sentence, the subject or the verb that comes after each of must be a singular what? A singular verb. Whenever you see each of in any sentence, the verbs that comes with it must be a singular verb, irrespective of whatever position the subject takes. Now let's consider that. Each of the boys are ready for the exams. This is wrong. Each of the boys is ready for the exam. this is the right option. Why? Because we have the verb is. Each of the boys is ready for the exam. Now remember that in any grammatical sentence, you have the subject, you have the predicators, you have the complement, and you have the adjunct. Now you have the subject, you have the predicators, which are basically the verbs in the sentence which must not be missing. Then the complement, that's the receiver of the object of the action. And then you have the adjunct, which can be an adverb or adverbial clause. Now, in any sentence, the verb and the subject is very, very core to any sentence. So in any sentence, if you see each of, make sure that the verbs that comes in that sentence must be a singular verb, and all singular verbs has what? S at the end. Now let's look at question number 8. Question number 8 says you should choose the correct synonyms from the underlined word. Now remember, synonyms is nearest in what? Meaning. The governor's benevolence was appreciated by the poor people in the state. Being benevolent means something good. Now, cruelty is eliminated. Selfishness is eliminated, portray bad. Caution is eliminated. The only word that can be taken is what? Kindness. So the governor's kindness was appreciated by the poor people in the state. Now let's look at question number 9. Question number 9, we are asked to choose the correct option to complete the sentence. If I had known earlier, I dashed gone to the airport to meet her. If I had known earlier, I had gone to the airport to do what? To meet her. Will have. Will is a future tense, and it goes with the second person that is you, he or she or they. Now, when we talk of shall is a future tense too, but it goes with the first person, I and we. So it's closer to what we are talking about. I shall have gone, but that wouldn't be the answer. Now, would is a past tense of will, right? And it is always used as more of an auxiliary verb. So if it is used in this sentence, then would have is a what? Is the best option, because it can also be used as an auxiliary what? Verb to the action word gone. I would have gone to the airport to meet what? To meet her. Now the option C is the best option. Now question number 10 says select the correct option that matches the given tag. Now there are rules for question tags. She isn't coming today, dash. When you have negative question tag, the answer is what? Positive. When you have a positive question tag, the statement is always what? Negative. So the statement is what? She isn't coming today. That's the statement. Then the question tag, since it's a negative statement, the question tag is going to be a positive question tag. So the question is she? What about if the question is she is not, she will not be coming today, or she will come today. She will come today. She will come today. She will come today. Then the question tag will be what? Remember, it's positive. Wouldn't what? Wouldn't she? So you see, when you have a positive statement, it attracts a negative question tag. And when you have a negative question tag, it attracts a negative statement, it attracts a positive question tag. Now let's look at question number 11. In the question below, you are asked to choose the option that best completes the gap. After so many trials, the experiment dash. Which preposition is best used for paid? Now, if you consider paid very well, you find out that there are a lot of prepositions that are used for paid. It can be he paid up his debt, it can be paid for, it can be paid out, it can be paid. Most of what is found there is not even the preposition of paid. Now, when we talk about paid, some of these are what we'll call phrasal verbs that are attached to paid. The preposition attached to paid, when it is used to in a sentence like this, they are not preposition, but rather they are what we call phrasal verb. So after so many trials, the experiment dash what? Paid, we can say off. Why? Because paid off can be used when a debt or an obligation is what? Is owed towards someone. When someone has paid a debt or an obligation owed to somebody, that's a phrasal verb used. Or when you have achieved a success for an endeavor you have put into place. So this is an achievement of a success for an endeavor. After so many trials, the experiment paid what? Paid off. So the best option is option what? Option C. Not paid up, not paid out, not paid for. Now let's look at question number 12. Question number 12 says, in the question below, choose the option that best completes the gap. You'll be given a question like this, then remember your concord. The chairman refused to shake dash with the secretary. Is it hands, his hand, his hands? So which will you take as the best option? Remember, subject-verb agreement. Singular subject goes with what? Singular verb. Plural subject goes with what? Plural verb, irrespective of whatever is close to the what? To the gap. So the subject is singular, chairman. It attracts a singular what? It will attract a singular verb. And that singular verb does not have, singular verb always goes with what? With S, right? Singular verbs always goes with S. So the best option, the right option is option what? A, hands. Singular verb, singular subject goes with singular verbs, and plural subject goes with plural verbs. And plural verbs does not have S, but singular verbs have S. So the right option is hands. The chairman refused to shake hands with the secretary. Question number 12. In the question below, choose the option that best completes the gap. He isn't coming home. Is he? Is it no? Why? Yes, he is, or no, he isn't. Now let's take our mind back to question tag. Remember, I told you negative statements attract a positive question tag, and positive statement attracts a negative question tag. Now we have a negative statement, a positive question tag, and it must come with what? A negative what? It must come with a negative reply or a negative question answer tag. Now, he isn't coming home. Negative question, negative statement. Is he? Positive question tag, right? Then the next answer, the answer should be a what? Should be a negative what? A negative tag. And what is the answer? No, he isn't. Now, if you have a positive statement will go with a negative question tag, and then you have a positive answer. So take note of these 2 points. They are very important. You have a positive statement goes with a negative question tag, and then you have a positive answer. You have a negative statement goes with a positive question tag, and then you have a negative what? Answer. A negative answer tag. So the best option is option what? D. No, it isn't. Now let's look at question number 14. Question number 14, in the question below, choose the option that best completes the gap. Remember, each of has come up again. Whenever the word each of is used, the subject that is close to the gap is the subject in which what is not the subject that will determine the condition of the verb. Take note, whenever each of is used in any sentence, the verb must be a singular verb. The verb must be a singular verb. Take note, you're going to see this in your exams. Each of the houses dash a new look. Because this is plural, somebody might think it should be a plural verb, but that is wrong. Whenever you have each of in any sentence, the verb must be a singular verb. So we have a singular verb here. Yes, has. Each of the houses has a new what? A new look. Not have got, not we are giving. The correct option is option B. Now let's go to the next and final question. Question number 15. In the question below, choose the option that best completes the gap. The minister addressed the workers to boost their what? This is going to test your ability to understand the meaning of words. Is it moral? Is it moral? Is it morality? Is it moral? These two have similar words. They have similar pronunciation, moral and moral, but they all have different meaning. Moral is an adjective, and it has to do with, it concerned with principles of right and what? Wrong. The minister did not address the workers to push their principle of right or wrong. That is eliminated. Morality has to do with what? Has to do with a sense of a mental and emotional. It has to do with a sense of knowing what is right or wrong that is set by moral what? By moral principle. So it is out of place. Now we talk about the moral. The moral is a noun, and moral is a noun. Why this is also a noun? But moral has to do with the state of mental or emotional condition, especially concerning someone's confidence, enthusiasm, and what? And his motivations. So definitely moral, B is the right option, B, because the minister addressed the workers to boost their motivation, their confidence, and their what? And their enthusiasm towards what? Toward work. Now, if you analyze this, you see that we have gone through concord, we have gone through place order, we've gone through plural compound, elements of grammar, lexicon, and structure. Now, if you want to learn more about this, you have to check our English language online class series that we have done on YouTube channel, and you're going to enjoy everything you watch here, which will get you prepared for your forthcoming use of English JAMB UTME exams.